We've all seen New York's minuscule apartments and the continent-spanning mansions of Los Angeles while doom-scrolling the internet. There's something fascinating about people who pay $4 grand for a home. But something you've probably overlooked that's even more insane than the people buying these homes are the people actually selling them.
I'm batshit crazy.
Wanting to learn more about these realtors, I took a dive into the modern-day Library of Alexandria. What I found not only shocked me, but gave me a pretty good taste of what psychosis probably feels like. From money spreading and bragging to their audience, to literally admitting to crimes, this gets insane. So where exactly do we begin our descent into madness? Well, it all begins with an account by the name of Brad the Realtor. See, Brad is different from all the other TikTok realtors because he decided to put the real back in a realtor.
Get in, bitch. Looking to murder someone?
He gained popularity by touring the homes that he's selling like a regular realtor, but with the catch that he is brutally honest about everything.
5.99% interest rate. That kind of sucks. Beautiful fucking big as shit island here. I guess the shower could be a little bigger.
I don't know who told him that constant swearing instantly makes you seem real, but he took that fucking shit to heart. On top of that, some of the houses he's showing, he literally tells us we can't afford.
Starting in the 500s. May as well just stop the video now. I can't afford it.
If we can't afford it, why would we even keep watching? It's almost like buying a home in this economy is a complete fantasy. In the exact same TikTok, he yells at us through a 2019 funny mic.
Take your shoes off!
And then just casually runs a 40-yard dash in a hallway.
You could probably run a 40-yard dash.
Wait. Did you see that? Jarvis, show me this guy's feet. Are those shoes? In the house you just said no shoes in? Another TikTok of his that caught my attention has him showing off a house that's supposedly for sale, but the driveway is still covered in dookie stains. There isn't even any grass in the front yard. It's just poop.
This shit is available right now.
I'm sure it is. Jokes aside, it's clear that the guy probably isn't crazy. Probably. My only gripe with him, besides the constant unnecessary swearing,
Fucking big as shit. Big ass fucking eye. A fucking beat.
is that he constantly uses the same dull jokes over and over.
This is your living room. It's good for living. Your living area, which is good for living. This is your office. It's good for officing.
All in an attempt to gain some sort of internet attention. Kinda like me, actually. Huh. Well, anyway. Brad, to me, is pretty obviously just a dude posting TikToks, having fun and playing around.
Nice place to fight with your family members.
So yes, the property has electricity.
How do I check the bullshit?
Like I said earlier, he's probably not crazy.
Looking to murder someone?
Unlike the other realtors I found, who definitely have a few screws loose. It's time to take a few steps deeper into insanity and talk about my next victim, Tatiana Londano. This is where things begin to ramp up. Londano first caught my attention from a TikTok where she was dressed like Bell Bottom from the Minions movie. She also had an immense understanding of subtle marketing. While her outfit may have caught my attention, the crazy stuff she was saying had my focus. She was talking about things that all realtors hate, which is obviously generalizing, but I digress. According to Londano, every single realtor in existence hates it when people have to use the bathroom. Apparently, when being shown a house, you have to put all bodily functions on hold. Does she even know what Crohn's disease is? Has she not heard of IBS? According to Londano over here, the bathroom is off limits. So if you literally cannot hold it, just take a shit on a table. She didn't say realtors hate that. After seeing this TikTok, I obviously decided to do some research into Tatiana Londano, and I found a few things you might find interesting. At one point, she was actually contacted by HGTV to get her own reality TV show about her life as a realtor. In 2008. Since then, she's been on the grind. She ended up making a realtor coaching business, she wrote a book, and she's only gotten more and more wealthy. In 2020, she posted her first ever TikTok saying that her goal with the account was to help people find their way into real estate.
I used to travel in pretty planes like that too, but you could do the same. I could teach you. Just follow me.
At least that's what she said her goal was. Her current TikToks have a much different message, like not being allowed to poop. For one, she constantly finds ways to subtly, and not so subtly, brag about her success and money spread to her audience of 3 million followers. She literally starts off a video with a money spread and then just spends the rest of her time talking about how easy life is with money. Of course life is easy with money. You're not living paycheck to paycheck eating ice soup for dinner every night. How is telling people to get more money teaching anyone anything about real estate? The only thing we learn from this video is that she has her own merch. The only merch a realtor should be selling is houses. Another prime example of Londano's bragging habits is how she responds to haters. Apparently, one hater got confused on the pronunciation of the term triplex, and Londano decided to go full blast on her. Here's the TikTok I'm talking about. I've only edited it for time, and nothing important has been changed. Okay, for real this time. Here's the TikTok.
Beautiful triplex.
Triplex? Triplex. You ain't gotta be smart to be rich, right?
How do you pronounce triplex in American English?
Triplex.
What color's your triplex?
Well, congratulations. She cleared up any confusion, but she also did that. Who the fuck does that anymore? Speeding away in her G-Wagon also doesn't really make her case any stronger. If anything, it just solidified her spot as chief jackass of the realtors. Oh, and don't think I'm done yet. Before I move on to the most insane realtor on my list, there's one last thing I wanted to show from Londano. Not only does she constantly brag and money spread to her audience, who have a cult-like love for her for some reason, but recently she made a POV TikTok with her son, which isn't a POV at all, by the way. The video starts off with you watching Londano perform a script while her son records and does that weird zoom thing every one of her TikToks have. But then she stutters and just starts beating the shit out of her son. How is this allowed on TikTok? You should not be doing that. Oh, actually, wait, hold on. That's not bad form. Ooh, good move. Ooh, is she trained in martial arts or the art of the deal? While it's clear she's trying to make a funny skit, the topic of assaulting your son probably isn't the best idea. In fact, it's actually pretty concerning, especially how her comments just laugh at everything she does. Crazily enough though, Londano isn't the most insane realtor on my list. I've actually saved that one for last. The final and arguably most unhinged realtor on TikTok goes by the name of Cassandra Hartford, the realtor most likely to dox my address. Cassandra first came onto my radar with this. A 15-second long TikTok of a single image. My YouTuber spidey senses were going off like crazy, so I went to her account to see what she was actually like, and well, I had stumbled upon gold. The first thing that stood out to me on her account was a TikTok with a public safety warning on it. The TikTok is just her talking about how much she loves her Tesla and the fact that it can drive on its own, which, yes, while cool to some, autopilot is still in beta. She was recording this TikTok while actively being driven. Look, she has no hands on the wheel. And around halfway through, it genuinely sounds like she ran someone over.
I have bought back essentially 20.
What's really crazy to me though is that she's talking to the viewers like we all can just afford a Tesla. Ma'am, excuse me, but we can't afford rent. Hell, some people can barely afford groceries. Talking to TikTok like everyone has money is unbelievably detached. Also, I don't know about you, but I personally don't trust people to drive, and neither do Teslas. The car itself literally warns the driver constantly to pay attention when in autopilot. She has way too much faith in her car. After looking into the rest of her TikTok account, I found out that originally it started out as silly little TikToks, just sharing little bits of her life. Over time, however, it evolved into her own personal space for ranting about, well, really, anything, actually. In fact, one of her most shocking rants I found is her complaining about how her kids are terrible people and she should make them pay security deposits for their vacation.
I legitimately want to charge my teenagers security deposits before we go on vacation.
What really caught me by surprise, though, was what she decided to call her kids.
You're gonna fucking argue with each other or just be a crabby bitch the whole time? Pay your portion. And if they're little, take their deposit.
Yeah, I know. From an outside perspective, I feel like her kids grew up with cable and 2 yearly vacations to Europe, if you get what I mean. Aside from calling her kids obscene names, seen her post a bunch of other insane things. She's complained about having to pay for sponsored ads on Google.
Don't click on those top buttons that say sponsored. It costs me money.
Which, That's how ads work. She's admitted to using real bottles of alcohol as just decorations for her personal office.
Over here, like decorating, I'm taking the stickers off. I went to the bathroom and I poured out like a little bit to make them look like they're not decor, which they completely are. They're decor.
And there's probably a bunch of other insane TikToks I haven't even found yet. But the single most insane post I've seen from her was a video she recorded while cowering in the darkness of her closet, as to make sure no one heard of her dark deeds. I'll let her speak for herself.
If you send me your address in any capacity, if it's on a piece of mail, if it's on your business card, if it's on your website, I have Googled your house and I know where you live and I know what you paid for and I know when you bought it and I can guess what the rate was and I know how many bedrooms you have and I know how the neighborhood is and I know what your gate code probably is and I have looked you up and I know more about your house than you do.
This is a real TikTok. She is a literal stalker. This isn't a joke. This is publicly on her page as of recording. I'm glad she let the whole internet know so I can stay the fuck away from her. Does she know what a digital footprint is? Nobody else is concerned about this. Her comments clearly do not care. They're all just gassing her up or saying, uh-oh, red flag, and then laughing emojis. That's not a red flag. That's a crime. Stalking people is a crime. Imagine if it was a dude saying this. We wouldn't be putting laughing emojis. We'd be calling the cops. I can't be the only one who thinks this is unhinged. Not just her, but everyone I've made fun of in this video. TikTok realtors genuinely seem to be the latest example of the anything for content mentality of social media, which begs the question, is it promises of quick internet fame making people act this way? Or have people genuinely always been this deranged and we're just now seeing it because of TikTok? I mean, hell, some of these people are publicly and proudly calling their kids slurs, posting jokes about assault, admitting to stalking people, and doing Olympic sprints during a house tour. The sprinting thing was actually pretty funny, I will admit. Part of me can't help but wonder, though, if this is what they're posting, then what kind of shit's going on once the cameras are turned off? If you enjoyed this video, you'd probably enjoy this one, too. What the hey, can you guys still see me? Hello?